Hi and welcome back to my channel, Good Faith Home DIY. Today I'm going to build a shelf for my speaker for my media room. And initially I went to Home Depot and I bought these supplies, and the supply was limited and I ended up paying like $140. So when I came home, I wanted to do a quick search online, and I realized that online is way cheaper than in Home Depot. For instance, this flange, it's a 3/4. At Home Depot it's almost $6. I bought 20 of them for about $20, so that was about $1 a piece. I'm going to leave a link for the vendors that sold me these. They were coming separate, and I actually bought more than what I need just in case because they were so cheap. I need to build 2 shelves. I already measured the studs. The good thing with these flanges is that it has 4 holes. Some of them has 3, so it limits you where the screws will go. So let's say if you have a stud where the location is a little farther than what you need, you can always rotate the hole and you can get to that stud to center. But of course, you know, as you want to have as many screws as possible attached to the stud, because when you add them together, you know, with the piece of wood, it will be a little heavy, and then depending on what you're going to put on the shelf, that may make it a little weak. But in general, this metal feels a little light compared to what I got from Home Depot initially. So I believe it's metal, but it's more light because it's intended for decoration and home work. So I have elbows, I have T's, I have 4-way connectors or adapters. So I have 4-inch and 6-inch nipples, and I have a 2.5-inch nipple. I'm also going to use this water pressure gauge to give it like some decoration at the bottom. And I'm gonna use some scrap rags to hold the pipes and the fittings when I try to attach them and tighten them, because I want to prevent scratching them. They are already like painted in black and they look nice, so probably I won't need to paint them, even though the color of these two are a little different. But I wouldn't mind having a little difference in color. That will give it like a rustic look. And as you can see, I have about 16 inches. So all I have to do is rotate these and align them with the studs so that the holes, so that I can get the most possible holes aligned with the stud to screw them in and attach it tight and snug. This is how it looks. What do you guys think? I think it's looking nice from here. I'm using a 2x10 piece of wood. I bought 8 feet and I cut it in half. And let me show you, this piece of wood is really cheap. For 8 feet, I think I paid $7.50. However, because of this black stain, as you can see there is markings. I'm gonna sand it lightly, take off that stain, and then put some polyurethane. Alright, so this was my first model, which initially when I built it, I already knew that I needed 16 inches in between the flanges so that I can attach them to the studs on the wall. I tried to work with a different style, but then I remember that even though I changed the style, I still have to abide with the distance between the flanges that will go on the wall. It will look like this. And then as you can see, here I have 3 support brackets for the piece of wood versus 2, and the distance is about the same because these consist of the same pieces. So again, it's up to you, like you can work around and make modifications to make it look different. I have here a piece of sponge to paint the polyurethane. This polyurethane is a triple thick water-based advanced self-leveling formula. It's supposed to work with 1 coat, and it's clear satin. I have 150 grit sandpaper. For this edge, because it's a little rough, I'm gonna use this thick, I think it's 60 grit. We have both shelves ready. It's not windy today, but you want to minimize any dust so that when you put the polyurethane, nothing gets in the way with the paint. Make sure your hands are clean before you touch the boards. Now I'm gonna remove this because I don't want it to break. I'm gonna drill this screw. I'm using these square head construction screws. They're about 2 inches. I'll go in with the first one and make sure that the location of my stud is right. Yep, as you can see there's resistance, so my stud is here, and then confirm this one. Yep, I feel the resistance. I'm gonna use this 12-inch extension because I don't want my drill to rub against the metal. Let's double check again the level, and it's perfect, as you can see. This is a 4-foot shelf, so let's see where is our half or our middle, and this is centered now. I'm gonna use 1-inch screws. These are also silver. They're actually 1.25 inches. I'm just putting these screws, the extra ones, because I don't want to leave the holes empty. But I already know that there is no wood in the back to hold them. Look for the studs. I have a dot here and a dot here, and it's a 16-inch space. have my stud in the back because there is resistance. Going to make a little addition here once I get the pieces from Amazon, but I made them, as I said, a little different to give an accent to the room.